Hi everyone and welcome. This is Elena and I'm back today with the new Hero Arts color layering Parrot, and this time I'm gonna show you how to do multicolor stamping with help of the MISTI. So that was the color layering Parrot and the coordinating dies. It has a few layers and build pieces like the beak and feet and the eye, like the partial parts of the face. So I'm gonna start with the solid, the first layer, which is the solid layer. And as well, in order to do this, I'm using some swipes or microfiber towels. So I'm positioning my stamp onto the paper. I'm using Nina White 80 pound. And here I'm just cleaning the stamp, making sure that it's nice and clean. I do this between each color so I don't contaminate my ink pads or just the stamped image. So I'm starting with pale tomato for the top, and then I'm softening that edge using the microfiber towel, the swipes, and I stamped it once. I want it to be a little bit darker, so I'm going back again. I'm just inking the top portion of the parrot, and again I'm going with that towel, kind of dabbing off that ink on the edge so I don't have sharp edge. So we have one part of the parrot. Here I'm using a color box stamp cleaning pad that's available at the My Sweet Petunia website. Next I'm going with butter bar. I'm just inking that middle part. And then now I'm softening the edges on top of the bottom, because we have two color kind of overlapping for the middle part. So next I'll go with, I'm cleaning again my stamp, and I will go with soft pull, just making sure that that's nice and clean. So I'm using some soft pull and just inking the bottom part of the parrot, the tail, and the top part of the feet. And then again with this wipe, I'm kind of softening that edge and then stamping. So I decided to do it one more time. That on the bottom between the butter bar and the soft pull, there's a little bit kind of lighter area, so I want it to be more kind of darker there. Next I stamp this one on black cardstock with black ink. So it helps me to position the stamps nicely. Before I go that, I just heat set that so the inks don't bleed into each other while wet. So I'm going with the top part on that second layer, and I'm using the red royal. And I'm repeating the same process here. I sped up, and for the second, the middle part I use the fresh peach, and for the bottom I'm using Tide Pool. So there we have that. Again, I'm using my I apologize, here you were able to see my head as I was trying to line up. I'm going back with that template thing, kind of thing, and trying to make sure that making sure that stamps where I wanted to stamp. And then I'm trying to do the next layer, but the wing kind of overlaps with the feet. So just remove that one and I'll go back again, heat setting it, and I'm using aquatic bold ink to stamp the feet and the face. And now I'm using that third layer. I'm again stamping with the aquatic, heat setting it. And next I'll do the last layer, the beak, and I'm using VersaFine black, and then I'll use navy for the feet. So now I'm gonna try to die cut this one, but because I didn't use the guide, well, I didn't really line it up with the die cut, so it doesn't really fit. It will need to be hand cut. So I die cut the parrot. I'm using the negative and the MISTI in order to line everything perfectly and stamp on that die cut. I'm kind of putting that die cut in that slot there where it belongs, and repeating the same process with stamping each layer one by one. And in between layers I'm cleaning up my stamp, and as well before stamping I'm softening those edges using the microfiber towel. You will see that I have that on the bottom. I have another piece of cardstock where I have stamped the parrot, and I'm using that negative to line it up. So I'm just stamping now the second layer. I'm using exactly the same colors that I did before. So here I'm positioning it on the one that's stamped on the underneath, kind of the scrap piece of paper or the template, and then I'm sliding in the die cut and stamping directly on it using the MISTI. So I have all of it, I mean the second layer, and I'm going back and I'm going to stamp the feet and making sure everything is lines up perfectly. Then the wing, the third layer, again I'm using aquatic, so that's good. And next I'm going with the face and the beak. I apologize again, you were able to see my face, but I'm trying to line it up nicely. So stamp that with black, and next I'm going with navy for the feet. I stamped first on the template thing, on the guide thing, and then onto the die cut. So now my parrot is done, and I didn't like the white face, so I'm using some chameleon pencils to color in with yellow and orange, and then I'm going around because I'm gonna adhere this onto a blended background, so there's not much white. Well, there won't be any white on it, so I'm trying to make sure that this doesn't really jump. So next I'm using some of the bold inks. I'm starting with Summer Sky, and I'm sponging that bottom. And you can use either the ink blending tools or the clarity brushes. I'm using here the clarity brushes to speed up the process. Otherwise, I just use the ink blending tool. Next, I'm going with green apple to add some green, and then with dandelion to add some yellow. So I'm just blending everything. Next, I'm adding some tangerine. And you'll notice that as the background dries, all those kind of circle marks will kind of blend into each other, and they won't be noticeable as well. You can kind of blend it in with a lighter color. You'll notice here that I'll be going back and forth and blending everything nicely. So I'm going here with the clarity brush, and again I'm going with tangerine, which is the orange one. So next I'm adding some more dandelion and positioning the parrot. Kind of decided to kind of blend that a little bit more. Then I'm heat setting it with my heat gun. Next I'm using some of the leaves to stamp in black, and here you will notice that it says stamp. I stamped that one, and then I dropped my ink, my acrylic block. So by magic of YouTube, I created another background. So this is the reason that I like to stamp with the MISTI, but for this one I decided to go with the block because I'm just doing one card. So I'm just adding a little bit more color on the back and on the sides, kind of orange because the top is orange and red. Next I'm just scoring my card base, black card base, and I'm using some black fan foam to adhere in the back, but before that I forgot to stamp the sentiment, so that's what I did. I'm stamping it with VersaFine. I like kind of the intense and kind of crisp image. So next I'll just adhere the bird, and our card is done. Thanks for watching, and see you soon in another video. Bye!